BASWA Phon is a seamless acoustical finish that is completely field installed. The system consists of pre-coated mineral wool panels, adhesive, and pails of pre-fill, base coat, and top coat or frost finish coat. These system components are always in stock in our warehouse and are available for immediate shipment. The product arrives at the job site as pallets of panels and pallets of pails. The BASWA Phon system requires a standard drywall grid system laid out and installed at 16 inches or 24 inches on center. A drywall substrate is attached to the grid. The joints only need to be taped. No finished coating of the tape or screw heads is required. Because the BASWA Phon system is extremely lightweight, the ceiling substrate system does not need any additional or unusual support. After determination of the system thickness, HVAC diffusers, fire sprinkler heads, and light fixtures are roughed in below the gypsum board at a height set to the finished face of the BASWA Phon system. All cracks and penetrations, which have not been sealed with drywall tape, are sealed with a mudless drywall fire-resistant tape. All applications of adhesive, pre-fill, base, and finish coats must be performed using BASWA Phon's stainless steel tool set. BASWA Phon adhesive and pre-fill are shipped to the job site in a dry mixture. Water is added, and they are mixed to the proper consistency using a power mixing drill. Panels should always be run with the short side of the panel installed parallel to the light source. Fitting full panels is a simple process. Joints are laid out in a staggered common bond pattern. Panels which need to be shortened are cut with a utility knife and a straight edge. Fitting of panels around light fixtures, sprinkler heads, or other protrusions is accomplished by marking the back of the panel and cutting out the appropriate shape. After checking to ensure a reasonably close fit, BASWA Phon adhesive is applied to the entire back surface of the panel using a notched trowel. Care must be taken to firmly press and work the adhesive into the bonded back. Secure the panel to the substrate, making sure that the entire panel is in contact with the gypsum board. Check all edges for alignment with the adjacent panel by pressing it firmly over the entire surface. This will seat each panel smoothly next to each other. The V-groove formed by the beveled edges of the panels is filled with the pre-fill mixture using a small trowel. The seam is overfilled as shown, and care must be taken to ensure that the pre-fill is pressed into the groove, filling it completely. After the pre-fill is completely dry, the entire ceiling is sanded smooth using a BASWA Phon sanding board with a very coarse sandpaper. For best results, sanding is done in a diagonal orbital motion. Once the ceiling and trims are sanded smooth, the BASWA Phon base coat is applied to the entire ceiling. The base coat is shipped to the site pre-mixed, but it needs to be thoroughly stirred with a mixing drill and a clean paddle until it has reached a smooth consistency on the same day that it is going to be used. The base coat is a loose-bodied slurry composed of coarse marble aggregate in a polymer emulsion. It can be block and trowel applied. However, the BASWA jet pump shown in this video will dramatically increase productivity and reduce material waste significantly. After delivering the base coat to the sanded ceiling, the entire surface must be gauged using the proper sized notched trowel. Care must be given to maintain the proper angle and a constant pressure. Excess material is removed and scraped off into a pail. This excess material can be reused on the other areas of the ceiling. The gauging process is critical to ensure that the specified quantity of material per square foot is present. When the ceiling has been gauged, the base coat is laid down smooth without removing any material. Due to the loose-bodied slurry, in large open areas, troweling is done in a long continuous walking pattern. After the base coat is completely dried, which is typically overnight, the ceiling is lightly sanded to remove any high spots, trowel marks, or excess material. If the classic finish is specified, top coat is applied over the base coat. After delivering the top coat to the ceiling, it is gauged using the proper sized BASWA Phon notched trowel. Again, care must be given to maintain the proper angle and a constant pressure. The classic finish is completed by laying down and smoothing out the top coat without removing any material. In large open areas, troweling is done in a long continuous walking pattern. If the frosted finish is specified, a fine layer of base coat is sprayed over the sanded base coat using the BASWA jet pump. The auger speed is set at a very low speed and the air pressure is set at a very high level. This combination separates the base coat into a very fine and consistent light sand finish. Once the ceiling finish has completely dried, small amounts of excess material at the edges, at trim, and at linear diffusers is removed. When completed, the BASWA Phon Classic or Frosted Finish system leaves the installation contractor, owner, acoustical consultant, and architect with a ceiling that looks like traditional gypsum board or plaster surface. However, 80 to 85% of all noise energy that hits the surface is absorbed. As a result, reverberation times are dramatically reduced. The soundscape in the space is clear, speech is precise and intelligible, and music and communication are delivered to the occupants at an unparalleled quality.